Women live their lives the same way they work out. They put a lot of care into their appearance, and none into the actual workout. The men are straining. The women are putting forth minimal effort. Everything women do follows this pattern. Neat handwriting and unoriginal ideas. Professional attire and mediocre performance. This video isn't about demeaning women. We have enough of that here already, and I certainly don't want to encourage it. Nor do I want to offend a group of people who spends their time drinking smoothies and photographing their own butt. No, this video isn't about the inferiority of women. Women have a steady amount of sexual energy that keeps rising slightly until a certain period of the month when they bleed and lose part of their energy. The advantage for women is that their energy keeps rising steadily no matter what they do. It doesn't matter if she is engaging in sexual activities every day or if she is completely abstinent. Because women do not lose sexual energy during or after engaging. The disadvantage is that, no matter what they do, they lose energy at a certain period of the month. Men can reach extremely high levels of sexual energy, much more than women could ever reach. And men stay at that high level as long as he wants to. That is the advantage. The disadvantage is, in order to accumulate and keep this energy, men have to keep their seed. Ejaculation depletes men's sexual energy, and some traditions even go as far as saying that even the excitement of the sexual glands already causes a loss of energy. Even with no ejaculation, men compete for sex. Men must make something of themselves to win sex. Women, on the other hand, don't, which means that they don't have to mature beyond the emotional irresponsible teenager stage. In practical terms, this means that by bringing a woman into your life, you're associating with a loser. I know this sounds harsh, but if we apply the male standard to females, clearly they're losers. Imagine an emotional, gossipy man who cries all the time, frequently misses work and can't do a pull-up. Loser? Now we look at the modern world and understand why men are failing. Men has the potential to carry more energy. But this is only achievable if he can control himself. We know for a fact that the practice of retention or celibacy is a secret that when brought up in public is met with scorn, and that even the traditions which still preach chastity do it without discussing its benefits or the dangers of not following it. In short, men are jerking off and wasting their energy. Men nowadays are walking around with extremely low levels of energy, and that is why they look depleted and are failing and losing leadership in every part of society. Meanwhile, women carry modest and steady levels of sexual energy that, in the present time, are already enough to surpass the energy of 99% of men they come across with. No wonder we see such an imbalance of power. Even the men in power are submissive to the universal feminine and its demands. Now imagine that you spend a large amount of time with this emotional, gossipy man who giggles at reality television. Don't you think that eventually his habits would rub off on you? Well, that's exactly how women drag fun, confident men into bedahood. It doesn't matter whether she's your wife, girlfriend. The more time you spend together, the more you will influence each other. Furthermore, women can and do get pregnant whenever they feel like it. So even if they're unsuccessful at turning you into a loser, they can always shit out a copy of you and turn your son into a loser. At that point, you won't be able to do anything about it, and the state will ensure that you are paying for Beta Bitch Loser Academy. As a man, you have 3 options when dealing with women. Option 1, avoid women entirely and become a masturbator, homo or transvestite. Option 2, avoid masculine leadership, at which point either you or your children will be dragged into loserhood or you have a wife terrorizing you whenever you set foot in your own house. Option 3, force your woman to become the best version of herself by taking the role of her second father. Now obviously, option 3 is a huge hassle and feels like running with a parachute. Teaching your woman to push herself physically and intellectually like a man is an ongoing challenge, to say the least. Regardless of how serious the relationship is, either you impart your values onto your woman or the mainstream media will. Which one is it going to be? Option 3 is a colossal burden. Nobody holds women to any kind of standard, so if you do, expect childish tantrums. Maybe she'll leave you and be with an accommodating beta. That's fine, there are plenty to choose from. Just as the clothes you wear are a reflection of you, so are the women you associate yourself with. Hold yourself to a high standard. Hold the women you associate with to a high standard, even if it means losing a few from time to time. Masculine energy is dead, and a growing number of men are starting to realize that. They are starting to understand the fact that, to grow masculine energy, the victory against lust is a must. You are wrong if you doubt the benefits of semen retention. Positive evidence is the fact that this practice is growing at the exact age where masturbation and porn consumption are more encouraged than ever by the authorities.